Jackson Radio Show.
When you look at some of the recent elections, especially in Alabama and Virginia, are you concerned that the Republican Party may be alienating Hispanic voters, African Americans, younger voters, women?
Yes. I mean, yes.
Without hesitation.
Of course. I mean, we can't run these candidates who appeal to a very narrow base. I mean, there's really more candidacy, even before the very serious allegations of sexual misconduct. This man was unfit. I didn't support him either. I said I would never support him, and then the party shouldn't have got behind him. This candidacy was a disaster. Nominating people who have no appeal outside of a very narrow base, I do believe, hurts us very much, with constituencies where we have some challenges. And so I think it absolutely does damage to the party, because a lot of these people, they're not about expanding the base. Politics and getting elected is about it's about addition, not subtraction, inclusion, not exclusion. And when you hear people like Roy Moore and the Steve Bannons and others, they're talking about exclusion, and I think that is very unhealthy.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. That was Congressman Dent, a GOP member of the GOP, I believe. He's a Republican. And he's saying that we don't have a big enough tent. We have to nominate people who appeal to everybody. So what is that? Is that a mulatto? What exactly appeals to everybody? Let me tell you what doesn't. White men don't appeal to everybody. It's been the most demonized group of people on the planet for the better part of a decade. And Barack Obama solved it, right? He was the light-skinned Negro with no Negro dialect that the Democrats based everything on. They got that. And now, what? They've been decimated. Who do they line up next? Cory Booker? Kamala Harris? Two more light-skinned Negroes, just as idiotic as the one that just left office. But that's who they want to bet on. And who did America bet on? We bet on a white dude. The worst guy you could possibly pick. What did the left do? They said, we're going to get us a white woman. This'll do it. We'll fix them. And she got her butt kicked. Now, I know about, Kevin, she barely lost. Let me tell you something. She lost. There was a reason why she lost. We took supposedly the worst possible person. Forget what Hillary Clinton was. See, that's what y'all are focusing on. Hillary Clinton, the pedigree, blah, blah, blah. She was ordained and all that. Donald Trump, we knew, by the way, Hillary Clinton was the worst possible candidate. But what did we do? We picked the guy that the left told us was the worst possible candidate. A billionaire businessman, successful TV star, reality TV star. Worst possible candidate. You got a white dude, Republican, rich guy you're going to run, and you expect to win the presidency? And what did we go and freaking do? We went and won. And this guy, Dent, says, you're alienating the base. Yeah, so did Reagan, right? He alienated the base all the way to the bank. Donald Trump is alienating the base by getting them jobs, by not treating them as if they're special interests. He's not catering to the gays. He's not catering to any particular person. He's saying, look, if you want to be part of making America great across the board, join in. Don't join in as a black American. Don't join in as a female American. Don't join in as whatever you want to be American. You're an American. You can be part of this great experiment. You don't want to be an American? Go. You want to be a Muslim and come over here making some nonsense? Go. You want to be a Mexican coming over here? I'm Mexican, man. I got my flag, blah, blah, blah. Go home. You want to bring up the women card, the race card, the whatever thing, America, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you do that isn't proactive, that isn't moving this nation forward, get out of my face. As I said earlier, Ronald Reagan said, when you can't make them see the light, make them feel the heat. But let me tell you something Trump said about leadership, because our theme today is leadership. By the way, Kevin Jackson shows what you're listening to, KJRadio.com, 844-551-8255 if you want to call. Donald Trump said this: if you have to think, Why not think big? His actual quote was, you have to think anyway, so why not think big? That's a heck of a thing to say for a guy who I remember him saying, y'all, I may surprise you with my announcement about running for president. I distinctly remember Donald Trump saying to myself, Donald Trump is not going to run for president. It's a ridiculous thought to begin with. I said it. I'll admit it. I said earlier, what we do as conservatives, we're willing to admit when we're wrong. It wasn't that I didn't think Donald Trump was qualified. I just thought he's got no shot. There's a system in place that won't let it happen. And going back to what Donald Trump says, you have to think anyway, so why not think big? And as it went along, he applied other leadership practices, leadership tenets. And he decided, you know what? I can do this. There's another saying about leadership. A man who wants to lead the orchestra must turn his back to the crowd. That's the thing. You have to understand, if you're going to be a leader, if you're going to do something different, if you're going to set a course, put a vision together, put that mission statement in there, and then do it, you're going to have to alienate some people. Because let me tell you something, they're going to be naysayers. They talk to you all the time. Your family, oh, you know what y'all did? Y'all write to me, Kevin, this person said this about me on Facebook. I made a comment on somebody's page on Facebook and they did this. And I go, why didn't you go after them? Well, it was my cousin's page. So? You got attacked. Turn your back to the crowd and play to the orchestra. Dun, 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 dun. That's who you're playing to. The crowd is, don't mind them. Don't mind those guys behind you. See these guys right here? That's your musicians. Those are the people that are waiting for your instructions. Leader. You're going to be a leader. Who do you lead? Do you lead your children? Or do you go, oh, my daughter came home from college and she's all jacked up over this because her professor said, and you go, well, I can't compete with her professor. No. You're only her mother or her father. People tell me all the time, how are you going to compete with the television, and how are you going to compete with video games, and how are you going to compete with the phone? Are you out of your mind? You compete by jumping in the middle, by saying, hey, let's study this concept. Let me explain this to you. Let me tell you what I've created. I got a little dude that he is impervious to the left. Man, it is amazing. And it isn't based on, I'm going to follow the family or my dad or whatever. It's based on the idea that I understand what's going on. I see it. We live it. Can't make them see the light unless they feel the heat. I should say, you can't make them see the light. If you can't, then you make them feel the heat. There's a lot of stuff that has to do with leadership that we all need to be focused on, and what the impact of it is. And look, from a political perspective, if you want us to go, because I'm just preaching right now. This is not really about any particular thing. I could use the Iranian uprising right now. Donald Trump tweeted on the Iranian uprising. I believe wholeheartedly, if Barack Obama were president or Hillary Clinton, you wouldn't see these Iranians uprising. They wouldn't feel like they have somebody who can get the word out. They realize that Donald Trump can keep this on the world stage. And I've also said this, and I've been saying this since I came back from Paris, meeting with the Iranian resistance. The minute that Donald Trump starts putting his focus on the Iranian problem, he will get to solve it. Donald Trump did more for Israel and the peace process by recognizing Jerusalem than the last, 6 modern presidents. They've all talked about it. They've all given it lip service. Not a single one of them did it. And they all admit it. It should be done. It should be, yeah, should be done. Should be done. Let's do it. It should be done. Yeah. And not a single one of them did it. Barack Obama didn't do it. Bush didn't do it. Clinton didn't do it. Reagan didn't do it. Just go look. Bush before him, I should say. Neither did Reagan. So that was that 5 or 6. None of those presidents did it. Jimmy Carter certainly didn't do it. Gerald Ford, they all talked about it. Nothing happened. So there you go. Well, we're going back a little far because 1968 was when Israel became its own country again. So the point of it all is what Donald Trump is doing is he's showcasing a brand of leadership. First of all, let's just call it what it is. It's not that complicated. He's showcasing leadership, but we've mistaken people being in charge for people being in leadership. We put them in charge, but they're not been leaders. Trump's a leader. And many of the things, the reasons why you gravitated to him, the reason why you voted for him is because you are too. You've got it inside of you. We just got to get it out. That's what I'm doing, trying to get it out of you now.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.